Ernest Augustus, Duke of York and Albany, was the younger brother of George I of Great Britain. Ernest Augustus was a soldier and served with some distinction under Emperor Leopold I during the 9 Years' War and the War of Spanish Succession. In 1715, he became Prince-Bishop of Osnabrück. Early life. Ernest Augustus was born on the 17th of September 1674. He was the sixth son and seventh child of Ernest Augustus, Elector of Brunswick-Luneburg, and Sophia of the Palatinate, and a younger brother of the future George I of Great Britain. Ernest Augustus's father was Prince-Bishop of Osnabrück, and the first 5 years of his life were spent in Osnabrück, until his father became Duke of Brunswick-Luneburg and the family moved to Hanover. His education followed the customs of the time, by which German princes were expected to travel to foreign courts to make contacts and learn how to conduct diplomatic relations. In the summer of his 20th year, he visited the French court at Versailles via Amsterdam. While there, he turned 20 and the two brothers were popular with the French royal family. Military career. After his visit to France, he trod the well-worn path for young German princes of those times and served as a soldier. His family interests were aligned with those of Emperor Leopold I, and so he fought against the French in the 9 Years' War and was present at the Battle of Neuwinden in 1693. He continued his military career during the War of Spanish Succession and was actively engaged in the Siege of Lille. After his father's death, George inherited all his lands and titles, including the electorate. His father, as part of the conditions he had to fulfill to acquire an electorship, had adopted primogeniture, thus disinheriting younger sons. Unlike his 4 elder brothers, Ernest Augustus did not oppose this change. Consequently, he got on well with his eldest brother George, who trusted him. He was a prominent member of his brother's court at Herrenhausen in Hanover, receiving diplomatic visitors and taking an active role in the cultural interests of the court. His influence may have helped secure the position of Kapellmeister for Handel at the court. Dynastic role. With his accession to the British throne, George moved to London and Ernest Augustus took on the mantle of the senior head of the family in Brunswick-Luneburg. In this capacity, he became regent in all but name, and took on the duty of care for George's 7-year-old grandson, Frederick Louis, the future Prince of Wales and father-to-be of George III. Frederick was left in Germany as a diplomatic move, to reassure the populace and any ambitious neighboring states of the family's continuing commitment to its German lands. Upon the death of Charles Joseph, Elector of Trier in 1715, under the terms of the Treaty of Westphalia, it was the turn of a Protestant to become Prince-Bishop of Osnabrück. Now that his brother was King of Great Britain, it was not considered practical for George to follow in his father's footsteps and take on mantle of Prince-Bishop, so the title was passed to Ernest Augustus. The position was not just an honorific, and so Ernest Augustus had to divide his time between Schloss Osnabrück and the court at Herrenhausen. In 1716, Ernst visited England where, on the 29th of June 1716, he was created Duke of York, Albany and Earl of Ulster. On the 30th of April 1718, he was created a Knight of the Garter together with his great-nephew Frederick, later Prince of Wales. Death. After his sojourn to Great Britain, Ernest Augustus returned to his previous life and continued to divide his time between Schloss Osnabrück and the court at Herrenhausen, while actively managing the affairs of both states. He died at Osnabrück on the 14th of August 1728 and was buried there. Believed to be homosexual, Ernest Augustus never married. Upon his death, his British and Irish peerages became extinct. Ancestors.